Hi everybody, this is Kevin, and welcome back to another manga review. And once again, we're going to be taking a look at Fairy Tail with volume 24 from Hiro Mashima, which is the conclusion of the Edelus arc. And I have to say, I really did enjoy the Edelus arc. I heard from a few people that the Edelus arc is sort of like a filler almost, although obviously it's canon with the manga and the anime. People have said, it just feels like filler, but I very much enjoyed it. I liked how at the beginning our heroes didn't have magic, and they had to work without magic for a little bit. And then, of course, Lucy, I'm all fired up because I'm the only one with magic. Seeing Best Girl in action, that was great. And we had some good one-on-one fights. And then at the end, we had the three Dragon Slayers teaming up to defeat the Mechanical Dragon. And it was cool to see Wendy, who's really come so far in the few volumes she's been in so far. The first appearance in the Oracion Sace arc. And coming into her own in Edelus with using, physical magic as opposed to healing magic, and it was great to see that. And it ended with Demon God Dragneel wreaking havoc in the kingdom, ready to go up against Mistigan. So let's get right into it. This cover here, which we'll get to about halfway through the volume for the next arc, but who the hell is this guy? Well, we'll find out soon enough. But anyway, you have Levi, Kana, Freed, Natsu, Juvia, Gray, and Elfman, and then the three Exceed, a little bit of spoilers there, because that's Panther Lily. We've seen Panther Lily in his big burly form, but, he doesn't stay that way for long. Anyway, let's get right into it. So there's Kana again, who we haven't seen in a while because, well, the Earthland Kana, because the Kana on Edelus, like all the polar opposites, is drinking tea instead of booze. And there's all the Edelus versions of everybody saying goodbye. And what's going on here is Natsu, who is now known as Demon God Dragneel, wants to have a fight with Mistigan to determine who's going to be the new ruler of Edelus. Now, Mistigan was talking to Panther Lily saying, look, you should kill me, that way you can become king, because I'm son of the evil King Faust. And Panther Lily's like, dude, I can't kill you, you're the prince, I love you, dude, I can't kill you. So, Natsu, because he's going to leave anyway, go back to Earthland, decides to put on a ruse here and battle Mistigan, which is exactly what they do. And, they're going at it. Mistigan's like, you fool! We can't keep this farce up. But it turns out that the crowd is really digging it. They're like, way to go, Prince, take him down! Because Mistigan knocks him down. But Natsu gets back up, and Mistigan's like, you fool, stay down, what are you doing? And Natsu says, we're going to have the Fairy Tail send-off. And he gives him the whole thing that, you can't give any details to any rival guilds. What was 2 again? Oh, every Fairy Tail member has to live their life. And the friends that they love, oh! And he gives them the whole Fairy Tail speech, and they have, a punch here. They both hit each other at the same time. They both collapse. And Natsu falls to the ground and says, I hope to meet you again someday, Mistigan. So as this is happening, Mistigan used the reverse anima to send all the magic back to Earthland, thus getting rid of all the magic on Edelus. All the people who have magic on Edelus will no longer have it. It will cease to exist, but it will all go back to Earthland. And so Mistigan is going to stay in Edelus. And Natsu says, I hope to meet again someday, Mistigan. I hope we see him again soon, too. I hope we go back to Edelus to see all the Edelus versions. I'm sure it will happen, but, probably going to take a break in between arcs or whatever. But what happens is all the Exceed are also being sucked in by the anima going back to Earthland, because the Exceed have magic power in their bodies as well. And you see that with Panther Lily, he's getting sucked in. Lucy, Gray, all the Earth versions, everybody, all disappearing. And Gray reassures the Gray on Edelus, it's the friends you got that make a guild. You don't need magic. You just need your friends. And the two Urza saying goodbye. And they all get sucked away. There's Nietzsche, Men! And there's Happy's parents, Lucky and Marl. And they're all being sucked away and saying goodbye to Mistigan. And it's just a cute little scene. So they all return to Earthland. And Mistigan says, I've defeated Demon God Dragneel. Even without magic, we humans can live on. So they're back at Earthland, and it's raining. And there's a cute little scene here where, well, first of all the Exceed are there on Earthland. And you see how Natsu's wearing his, he had his cape on. And then you'll see here Lucy has it on. And I thought that was a cute little touch. You see more as it shows more panels. Lucy's wearing his cape. And, all the Exceed are here. We're going to find all the missing Exceed. Because what happened was the Queen sent over 100 eggs to Earthland. So they're going to make a goal now to find all the missing eggs. Of course, Happy and Carl were sent to Earthland. And, you know, it's just a cute little scene where all the Exceed are like, oh, we're going to live on happily ever after. And, you know, we got the reveal last time that Carla is actually the daughter of Shogat, the queen. And it was very heavily implied that these two are Happy's parents, although they didn't want to admit it. And, you know, everyone's hugging. Noddy, who has this thing where he's shaking his hand, they also are picking up that habit. Yeah, here's the funny scene about, like, Happy and his father, too. You know, say, mister, don't you think Carla and the Queen kind of look alike? Aye, they move the same, too. As they stand there, they're both making the same expressions, moving the same. Oh, my God, it's so cute, dude. And he's crying. He doesn't want to admit that that's his son. Yeah, he says, you know, you two, I like the smell of you two. I wonder why. Oh, it's so cute, dude. Why would they just tell him that they're his parents? So they fly off, and still doing the stupid hand thing that Noddy was doing. And they're asking where Gajiel's asking where Panther Lily is, because when he was battling Panther Lily, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna make you my cat. The salamander has a cat, and the kid has a cat. I want a cat, too. And Panther Lily is really little now. He's not going to keep his big form because I guess how different the magic is in Earthland with Daedalus. But he's this cute little Exceed. And he actually has a prisoner. You see a rope here. And he brings forth a prisoner, which turns out to be Lasana. Which, if you may remember, Lasana is the younger sister of Elfman and Mira Jane. And 2 years ago, Elfman murdered her because he lost control of his magic. And they all thought she was dead. And at first, they think that this is the Daedalus version of Lasana. But she starts hugging Natsu. She's like, I knew it was the real Natsu. And we get the reveal here that she didn't really die 2 years ago. She was brought to the brink of death and was sucked in by the anima of Daedalus and found her way to the Daedalus fairy tale, where she was part of the group there. And actually, the Lasana in Daedalus died as well. So she was welcomed with open arms and just lived out there for over 2 years. But once the reverse anima happened and all the magic got sucked back to Earthland, Lasana, of course, has magic, so she was sucked into Earthland. And, you know, it's a cute little heartfelt scene here. And then the two Daedalus versions of them say, go back to the people who love you. It was great to see you for 2 years, but, you know, go home where you belong. So it cuts to Cardia Cathedral, where Elfman and Mira Jane are, because for a whole month, the anniversary of Lasana's death, there's her gravestone right there. They go and just pay her respects, even in the rain. And then you see the footsteps. Mira, Elfman! And Lasana comes running. And just like, you don't even need words to describe this. Just a beautiful drawing. Just their facial expressions. You know, the tears coming down her face. Elfman drops the umbrella. They both start crying. It can't be. And crying, hugging. I'm back. Oh my God, look at Elfman's face, dude. It's like, because, you know, Elfman's been portrayed as this big tough guy, a real man. And hugging his sister, and it's just beautiful, man. And just seeing them look on, you know, Lucy's crying. No one else is crying. Look at Gaijia, what a little jerk he is, just standing there all smug. Oh, I love that, man. That was a great scene. So then it cuts over here to this guy. What a sorrowful sky that is. So what's that about? So back at the guild, Lasana's welcomed with open arms again. Everyone's like, hey, this is great. Lasana's back. Welcome back. And she's making comments like, whoa, what's the Raging Tribe doing here? And then Julia shows up. Because Lucy first mentions that Evergreen changed her hairdo. And now Juvia changed her hair. Her hair was like that before. And the reason why she changed the hair is because Gray in Daedalus is simping for Juvia. You know how this Juvia is simping for Gray. So she's like, oh, if I change my hair, maybe this Gray will like me. But, you know, Gray still doesn't pay any attention to her, which I don't know why. And then she's like, I'm going to go to Daedalus. So, anyway. Now, Gajiel, because he has Panther Lily, wants to challenge, have an Exceed Battle Royale. Of course, Panther Lily would win. But, you know, they have that going on. And then Guild Arts is looking on with the Master. And it's just great seeing how the whole guild's back together. Oh, and here, I skipped over. So they're having a fight. And I don't know, Juvia, I guess she's taking after Gray now. A violent clash of body against body. Count Juvia in. And Lucy, don't strip like Gray. Oh, man, it's hilarious. So then it cuts over to the Magic Council, the new Magic Council, rather. And they're talking about Fairy Tail. We have this guy, Grandoma, the new chairman of the Magic Council. And they mentioned that, Fairy Tail did take down the old Rashon Sace, but they're causing all this trouble, and they get one more strike, and that's it. They're going to be disbanded. So after all the shenanigans that ensued that night, I guess everyone all passed out in the guild. Look at it, how's everyone laying there? We have, who's Natsu laying up there? We have Happy, there's Gray with no shirt on, Juby over there. Oh, man. All the Strauss family together. Natsu's snoring. And, again, another cute little scene with him, smiling. Oh, he can be cute when he's sleeping. And then she's looking at him like, what are you saying? Ka. Kari no Kotekken! And then it's Fire Dragon Iron Fist, and he punches Lucy. What are you doing, dude? Who are you punching? And as he's sleeping still, give it up, Gray. He still thinks that he's roughhousing with Gray. Poor Lucy. But I love this little scene here. Look at that. He's so cute when he's sleeping. So again, it cuts over to this dude who's drinking water from the river when these wolves get close to him, and he says, "You must not come near me. Don't try it. I'm not your enemy." And the wolves charge at him, but they just die in an instant. They just fall down. He says, "You shouldn't have tried to come too close to me. I'm sorry. I never want to take anybody's life, but the world rejects me." And you see all around him, all the leaves start dying, the birds are falling from the sky. And this guy, look at all the death around him, all the trees dying. "Natsu, I hope I can see you soon." So who the hell is this dude? I don't know, man. So here's Lasana. Lasana is so cute, too. Anyway, so I got some fan service stuff. Lucy's taking a shower, and in Japan, do you have a separate shower and a separate bathtub? But anyway, she's taking a shower, and then she gets out, and she sees Kana in her bathtub, and invites Lucy into the bathtub, and then she starts saying, "I'm going to quit the guild." And they're like, "Well, why is she going to quit the guild?" And Lucy goes back to Mirror to tell, about that experience of Kana in the tub, saying she's going to quit the guild. And Mirror Jane says, "This happens around this time every year." And then it cuts to everyone, "I'm going to do a job. Let's do a job." They say, "Put some clothes on, Gray. I don't have time for those clothes." He's never wearing clothes. Why do they keep insisting that he's not wearing clothes? It's one thing if he's in his underwear, but at least he does have his shorts on. So basically, they're all doing all these jobs, getting all ready, and even Urza and Panther Lily are having a duel, but he can't stay in that form for very long. He can use his magic in limited amounts of time, and they're pretty evenly matched. And some good stuff right there. I love Juvia's little scenes. "Juvia's heart pounds every time I see Gray-sama." Look at her. So, as all this is going on, we have a meeting here with Urza, Makarov, Mirror Jane, and Guildarts. And he says, "In an ancient tradition of Fairy Tail, I present the list of wizards eligible to take the S-Class Wizard Qualification Test." I'm all fired up. So every year they have this test where a select group of wizards, these 8 here, can partake in the exam to become an S-Class Wizard. And Makarov says this year it'll take place on Sirius Island, the sacred ground of Fairy Tail. So he chooses all the wizards eligible. Natsu Dragneel, Gray Fullbuster, Juvia Loxer, Elfman. His last name is Elfman Strauss. I don't know why they call him Elfman Strauss, but that's his last name. Kana Alberona, Fried Justine, Levy McGarden, and Mest Grider. Who the fuck is Mest? Oh, we've never even seen Mest before, but here's Mest Grider. And I liked everyone's expression. Natsu and Gray knew that they were going to be accepted, because they've been training for so long. Fried, obviously, we've seen how powerful he is because in the Raging Tribe. Juvia is pretty shocked. Levy's shocked too. Kana, I don't know, she's kind of has a weird look to her. And then Mest. Well, I don't know who the hell Mest is. Nobody really knows who he is. And Gajo's all pissed off why his name's on there, but Juvia's name's on there. And Carla, who has clairvoyance, we established this because she's the daughter of the queen of the Exceeds, who also has clairvoyance and can see into the future, has a premonition here where she sees Kana crying, Natsu in anguish, and a hand lying almost like it's dead. And then the face of that man that we saw a few chapters ago. Oh. And then this is Lucy's narration. I didn't know at the time, but this event would take an unexpected turn, and I'd find myself taking part. So, crazy shit going on. So, we got our 8 wizards ready to go. They're going to leave in a week. And Makarov also has a condition in which they can select a partner to help them on their test. We don't know what the test is quite yet, whether it's battles or whether it's like obstacle course or whatever, but it's going to happen. So Natsu decides to pick Happy as his partner, which, Happy's his buddy. Why not? So we got that. Juvia picks Lasana as a partner. Gray picks Loki as his partner. And Loki's the celestial spirit for Lucy, but he was still a member of the fairy tale. He still has the emblem, so he's like, I'm the partner, I'll help you. And then Juvia's like fantasizing again. Elfman picks Evergreen as his partner. Levy's thinking about her partner. She's part of the team Shadow Gear and has these 2 Jamokes, Jet and Droy. And they're like, oh, which one's she going to pick? And she decides to take Gajiel as her partner. And then Wendy's out wandering around, and it's snowing out. And then meets Mest Grider, who says he's a disciple of Mistigan. And Lucy runs into Kana and starts talking to Kana. And basically, we get like this off-screen stuff, what's going on. And they don't really tell us quite yet what's going on with Kana. But basically, this is her 5th year, and she's failed every time. And if she fails another time, she's leaving the guild. So Lucy says, well, I'll be your partner, Kana. I'll help you. So, because here's the thing. Kana's like trying to say something here. I have to become an S-Class wizard. I have to, or I'll have no right to talk to him. And then they have like this conversation here, which I would gather we're going to learn more as the future volumes unfold. Because Lucy knows, but we as the reader don't know. So they're making their way to Sirius Island. And, get some last-minute sunbathing in there. For whatever reason, Natsu doesn't have the Troya spell from Wendy because she wants to conserve her magic. So he's throwing up like a Riri. Gray is wearing no clothes. And they're here at Sirius Island, which is really, you can't really see the double-page spread there, but it's really cool. It's like this island and a tree and like land above the tree. It's really cool looking. And Makarov says it's a very sacred island because it's the resting place of the first master of fairy tale, Mavis Vermilion. So the first test that they have is that they're going to challenge people in battles. And of course there's 8 groups, and you see the map here. They're going to enter into an area. So if you enter through here, you're going to face Gildarts. 2 and 3 enter in battle. 4 faces Urza. Number 5 is the easy road where you don't challenge anyone in battle, and then a battle against Mira Jane. Fierce battle question. We've seen Mira Jane with her Satan Soul transformation. So they're in the middle of the ocean, and Makarov's like, all right, begin. And Natsu gets a head start because he's got Happy. Aye, sir. And they're able to fly there. But what happens is he hits a barrier because Freed has Jutsu Shiki. I forgot, Freed took Bixel as his partner. But he has his Jutsu Shiki, his enchantment, to keep them at bay for 5 minutes. Levy can use solid script to overwrite it, which he does, but only for her and Gajiel. And, Kana and Lucy, we got the fan servicey team up. Gray uses Ice Make Floor and skating away and just, cool stuff to see how they make their way there. And Natsu's like, oh, we're going to sniff out for the strongest opponent. And they make their way in. And then Lucy and Connor are actually the last ones there. But they show up and they challenge Freed and Bixlow. And they're like, it's the Raging Tribe. What are we going to do? So the 2 of them are fighting these 2 very powerful wizards, underlings of Loxus. And Kana uses, well, first of all, Freed also says, this is so indecent. Could you 2 put some clothes on? And Kana says, in that case, here's some sexy girl cards. and she uses card magic, so she can manifest all these sexy bikini babes to appear out of the cards. And Freed, I don't know, he can't handle himself around all the sexy women. Look at, whoa! And Lucy opens Gate of the Virgin Palace, Virgo! And Virgo says, it's the full-service version. So she starts doing the Virgo dance. Give me a V, give me an R, give me a go! Hilarious, dude. So, you know, you got the whole, and even Aquarius. The whole fan servicey chapter. It's just too many sexy babes for the two of them, and they're able to defeat them because of that. We did it. We passed the first test. But it turns out that they sort of lost on purpose. They said that they owed them a debt because of what they learned from the Battle of Fairy Tale Phloxus. And, you know, we have foreshadowing to Phloxus, I guess. But just this cute little scene right here, the two of them. And they're making their way on to advance. And Natsu makes his way to challenge somebody. He sees a shadow and a cape, and his eyes light up. And he's going up against Gildarts. And that's where it ends. I'm all fired up. So, and then Mashima mentions about what we saw in chapter 200, that mysterious character. Which is like, what is going to go on with that? Let's see if I can find it again. I'll pause it and get to it real quick. This guy right here. He mentioned in the afterword, stay tuned for the next volume about this guy. It'll all make sense. But yeah, I loved it. You guys know I'm a huge Fairy Tail fan. I really did enjoy the Edelus arc. Like I said, I talked to some people who say the Edelus arc is like filler, and obviously it's not because it's canon, but it feels like filler to them. But this looks like it's going to be action-packed, a lot of great battles. See how Natsu fares against Gildarts. I'm a big Lucy fan. I mean, look at her. Look at her. Holy shit. Why can't Freed handle all this sexy... I mean, I wouldn't be able to handle all those sexy babes either, but still. And just cool how they're going to this different area, the Sirius Island, which actually translates... Oh, there's some spoilers, I guess, for the next arc, but there's translations here about Sirius Island. It translates to Tenrojima, the Heaven Wolf Island. Tenro is also the name of Dog Star of the Heavens, Sirius. So that's interesting. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below, and stay tuned for more videos coming soon. Have a great day, everybody.